Hello crafty friend, it's Trinae, and today we're gonna make this ghostly greeting card. Like, how cute is it? And it's interactive, so it spins. Look at the bats. Have spider, some spooky eyes, ooh, and a ghost. So I'm gonna show you how I put it all together. Never mind the nails. Time to get the nails done. But I really wanted to craft and I felt like recording, so bad nails it is. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to walk you through the paper and the dies that I am using for this project. So I have the Reveal Wheel from Lawn Fawn, and I used the window cutout on this Bristol paper because I am going to do some ink blending. This is the back part that everything is going to stick to, and then I have a hill that I cut using the hillside border, and all I did was I cut one of these black pieces and then used the hillside border to give me that little hill. So that's pretty much the layer that everything is going to go on. And then I have the pieces that go into the reveal wheel. This is what I'm going to put those stamp parts on that is going to reveal it there. I have the what is this called? The Build a House. I think it's called Build a House. Yeah, Build a House set. So I have the house, and the staircase came with the Build a House set. And then I have the Build a House Halloween add-on. So that's where like the shutter and the rooftop, and then this little pipe thing came from there. The bats, the spider web, the spider, the window frame, the door, all of those came from the Reveal Wheel Halloween add-on. The stairs came from the regular set, and then we have these ghosts. They came from the Reveal Wheel Halloween, and this board for the window came from the Halloween edition, and then that little window part came from the Halloween edition. Also, I have a circle die that I have used to cut some masking paper because that's how I'm going to create the moon for my project. All right, so let's go into the inks that I'll be using. So for my inks, I am using the Distress inks and the colors Gathered Twigs and Ground Espresso to do the staircase and like the wooden planks that go over the window. And I'm using the Mustard Seed and Scattered Straw to do my moon. And then for my background, like the night sky, I'm using Festive Berries, Wilted Violet, Blueprint Sketch, and Black Soot. And I have these little blending things over here, and I have like the little sponges on the back of it. I'm creating my moon using some masking paper that I have die cut into a circle shape, and I used a little house to determine where I want to place it, and then I stick it down on the panel. Next, I go in with Festive Berries Distress inks, and I blend that down at the bottom. Next, I use Wilted Violet, and that is my mid-tone color, and I go back and forth blending that into the Festive Berries. And I go in between the two colors. As you can see, I switch out my little blending tool. First I use the Wilted Berries, and then I go back to the Festive Berries. Did I say that right? No, I use the Wilted Violet, and then I go back into the Festive Berries. And then I go into the Blueprint Sketch, and then I go back into the Wilted Violet until I get the blend that I like. Next, I added the Black Soot only around the edges of the card, and then I spritzed it with some Perfect Pearls to give it like a nice shimmering color. To fill in my moon, I used the negative space from where I cut out that circle die, and I blend in some mustard seed and scattered straw to give it a nice yellow effect. For the wheel mechanics, I am stamping out some of the images from the Tiny Spooky Village, or the I'll make sure I link the correct name down in the bottom. So I used the eyes, the spider, the bats, and the ghosts on my wheel, and then I used those same 2 yellow colors to color my wheel in. And I take care not to go over the ghost or the eyes, and I leave like a little ring around that. That's the way I did that. If I was doing this project again, I probably would not use the exact same color on my wheel as I did on the moon. But hey, you know, I wanted it to look like it was light from inside the house. So if I could do it again, I would probably make my moon more like a red color or something like that. To keep this project easy, I used those same colors on some white paper, and those are going to be for my window and my door. And then I used some brown distress inks to color in my staircase. Next, I assembled my house using a combination of score tape, the Xyron sticker maker, and foam tape. So I bounced around with a bunch of different adhesive just because some areas I wanted to have a little bit more dimension, and with the areas that were really small, the sticker maker comes in handy because it puts the glue on the back, and it's so much easier to get everything down, especially like those windows, and you don't have to deal with as many glue boogers. For my door, I used that yellow piece of paper and I backed it because I wanted it to look like there was light coming from behind the door. And also this is going to give me a place to stamp a smaller image later on. Once I had my house assembled, I began working on the panel. So I add one of those stitch hillside border to the bottom of my panel to create like a ground effect, and I just did black cardstock paper for that. And then I add my house on. I'm using a combination of score tape and some Tombow Mono adhesive. I like to double up on adhesive just because it gets really humid here in Georgia, and sometimes tape can do weird things. So by having both, I don't have to worry. So I wanted to decorate my house a little bit more, so I added on some more embellishments. So I added on a spider web, I added on some bats, some ghosts, and these ghosts were cut from some vellum paper, and I ran them through my sticker maker so that I could get a nice even coat of adhesive on the back. And if you use the sticker maker, then you don't see any of the glue on the card. To complete my scene, I add in some tombstones tucked behind the black cardstock that is the hill, and then I give them a doorknob so they can get in their house. Although ghosts really don't need a doorknob. But for my doorknob, I use some black sequins that is 2 millimeters inside. So it's really teeny tiny, but I thought it would be really cute because I don't know, I just didn't want to use like some plain paper. All right, so for my card base, I create a panel using some paper from Michaels. And it's just like some papers with like little stars and some moons on there, and I thought that would be cute, so I attach it to my card base using a lot of score tape. Like, y'all, I am so nervous about cards like coming apart, so I always use a lot of adhesive. I believe, you know, use more and don't worry. So I wanted the recipient to know that this is an interactive card. So I stamped on the "turn here to spook" sentiment that was with the wheel. And then I attached that panel to the card base using tape and Tombow Mono adhesive. And there you have it, my ghostly greeting spooky interactive card. I think this card is just too cute. I like it. It is very festive for Halloween, and I have no idea who I'm going to send this card to. As a grown-up, it always seemed weird giving out Halloween cards. I don't know why, but it does. Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and then share it with your crafty friend. But before you leave, please leave me a comment below. I want to know if you give out cards to like your friends, coworkers, strangers, crafty friend. I need to know, like, what do you do? Or do you just give out candy? I'm curious. All right, that's it for me for today. I will see you in the next one.